In this video, we're going to be talking about a thermal imaging technique as a diagnostic tool on a 2009 Ford F-150 with an intermittent no start. This truck intermittently would crank but not start. Now in this video, we're going to be using the FLIR TG165. This technician had just got his thermal imaging camera. And while he was talking with his friend, that friend mentioned that he was having an intermittent no start with his truck. So the tech said, let's take a look at it with this new tool. He opened the hood and he removed the fuse box cover, and this is what he saw. Everything appeared to be normal. When he used his thermal imaging camera, this is what he saw. Now these pictures are a little blurry because he used his cell phone to take a picture of the image on the tool. Now he noted that the relays were warm and expected that, but one fuse seemed very hot. Now from a different angle you can see that his finger is pointing at that hot fuse. When he looked at the fuse from the top, it looked normal. But when he pulled the fuse out, he found that the bottom portion was melted. It was still allowing current to flow, but it was hot and crispy. Now sometimes fuses can look normal from the top, but when you pull them out, they can look a whole lot different because you can see a whole lot more. Now this fuse is not blown. It is still flowing current, but it has high resistance. And that high resistance is creating heat, and the heat is melting the plastic. Here's the diagram of the fuse box from the service manual. Now when we rotate that diagram so that it physically lines up with the image on the camera, we can see that fuse 43 is the hot one. Fuse 43 is a 20 amp and powers the fuel pump relay. When we look at the diagram, it says it's hot at all times and powers the fuel pump relay. Now the diagram says hot at all times, but since we're talking about temperature here, it really doesn't mean hot. What it means is there is power at all times, not heat. By design, it should have power at all times, but it should never get so hot that it melts. The high resistance caused the excessive heat. The excessive heat melted the plastic, caused corrosion on the terminal. The high resistance on the fuel pump circuit caused the fuel pump to intermittently not run and caused the intermittent no start. He replaced the fuse, cleaned the contact, and the intermittent no start has not returned. Intermittents are always hard to pinpoint. Where do you start? Well, by using the thermal imaging technique, he could see the problem that he couldn't see with just his eyes.